I want to talk about my testimony and how I was, I guess you could say, spiritual warfare and whatnot as a child. Um, I ended up starting to experience stuff when I started to mow my parents' yard. I was out in the country and I had these headphones on and I could listen to the radio. And it was AM, FM radio. And you just find a song or something that'll come in and just listen to it. Well, I'm mowing, and all of a sudden I hear, Laura, you're gonna die. I stopped. I took those things off. I went inside and I said, you can do the rest of the mowing. I told my dad, I said, no. Said I experienced a lot of stuff in that house. I had waterbed, and in the middle of the night, the sheets just flew off me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I had one of those things that you touch in the back and it's a wire or like a metal thing and you touch it and then the lights turn. It's like a freeway light. So I did that and I looked around me and well, at this time, I really wanted to know. I wanted to know about Jesus, and I was knee high to a grasshopper. Well, say it's like what 5, 6 years old. I was still in elementary school, but yeah, um, that happened. I woke up once and there was moths all over in the room, and we had the windows closed. I had the door closed. How did they get in there? That was crazy. Um, I had a cat. My brother had a cat, and we had a dog that was like a Lassie, and uh, we ended up. I was playing hide and go seek with him, and I was running, and there's like the edge of like each room. There's like a thing that splits the two rooms, like metal thing on the floor, and I scraped my foot, and like it hurt. It took a layer of skin off my bottom of my foot. Well, the next morning, there was no blood on the wall at all from me doing that. And I went into my parents' room when that happened. It didn't go in my room. And my room was totally opposite of, like, there was no way blood could have went anywhere. And plus that, I wasn't bleeding at the time. I mean, after it happened, and I looked at it, and then it started bleeding. But anyways, there was blood on the wall. When I went to ask, I asked somebody, I think it was my mom. I said, go look. I want you to look. And they thought I was nuts. It was gone. Um, yeah, there was times where I'd go outside and I would get so far from the house and I'd feel sick to my stomach and then freaking I would come back closer to the house and I'd feel better. That's weird. But yeah, I experienced when I was in middle school. This was after my mom and dad divorced. I was with my mom, and in the middle of the night, the sky, like the ceiling opened up, and I saw like people, like outlined, like shadows. And then I saw a man in the middle, and I saw Kinger, and I saw Tubbs, and I just saw a whole bunch of people, like the shadow. And I heard a voice say, you always wanted to see the kingdom of heaven. Here's your chance. Well, I was scared. And I told, I believe it was Jesus. I told Jesus, I said, I'm scared. I'm too young. And he said, there'll be another time. And I looked away, and I looked back, and the ceiling, like, it was just the ceiling. So I don't know if anybody have ever had sleep paralysis. Yes. I would wake up and my arm would be up. And I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden, it smacked me in the face. Um, yeah, I went through a lot of stuff. Um, Village Green Apartments. If anybody knows anything about those I think are haunted because I experienced a lot of crap. Um, yeah, my kids experienced a lot of stuff too in those apartments. I put sea salt around, and I was blessed. I was saying, Jesus, and yeah. And when I was closing it in the kids' bedroom, the rod was metal, and it like bent down and like yeah, that was interesting. My daughter said she watched the whole thing. um, yeah, my husband and his friend when they were over, uh, they experienced some things too. I even had the smell of sulfur in my room, and I believe I had hellhound blow in my face. Um, yeah, very interesting. Um, and what I don't understand is like there's crazy things out there that happen, but like if I would say this to somebody who's like really religious and into the Bible and everything, they would say that I don't know. What would you say? Let me know. Um, because myself, I think it's spiritual warfare. But I haven't experienced anything since I got older. Um, I'm 44 now, so I'll be hitting 45 in October.